Hi, everybody. Good Wednesday. It is a big day in the First Warn 5 weather office as we have our new meteorologist joining the team, Melissa Meeder. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Luke. I'm so happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. So, Melissa, you're a Midwest girl. You were
Yes.
born in Chicago.
Yes.
And you went to college at the University of Iowa.
Yes. Go Hawkeyes.
And not only do you have a degree from there, but you also have an advanced degree from Mississippi State.
Yes.
Smart girl.
Yes. I went down south, Mississippi State. Huge culture shock for me. Loved it when I was there. Met my fiance there. And then I've always said Midwest is best. My parents would agree with me. And I said Midwestern girl goes right back to the Midwest. I went to Lincoln, Nebraska first. And then from there, I came just a little bit south by 3 hours.
You and I both were in the Midwest.
Yes.
Left, went to the South, and let's go back to the Midwest.
Yes.
And we both worked in Lincoln.
We did. We have a
Yes.
connection there.
So worked in Nebraska. How long were you in Nebraska?
About a year and 8 months.
Okay. What got you into meteorology? You know, we all have a story. Somewhere along the way, I've met two kinds of meteorologists. From everybody that I've talked to, what's your story? Some of them are born with the bug. They just are born with a love of the weather. And then the other one, and I think it's the larger group, is they have a story. Something happened to them. It said it was an event, a snowstorm, a tornado, and it hooked them. What's yours?
Neither. I was terrified of anything weather. So it wasn't a significant event. I never really had the weather bug. I was terrified. Rain, thunderstorms. I would be in my basement. I had a storm bag in my basement. This is when I was early on. And my mom told me when I was about 12, she said, whatever this issue is that you're having, we need to get it under control. We need to understand what's going on. So then that kind of alleviates. And, I grew up watching the weather in the suburbs of Chicago. So people like Tom Skilling, Ginger Z, they started out there. So
Legends.
I would watch them and I watched the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel helped me learn quite a lot about the weather. And then my fear kind of turned into something that I was interested in. And then that also turned into a hobby. And so I would love watching everything. I downloaded the radar. My great aunt would call me Doppler girl when I was younger. And then when eventually you start thinking about what you want to be when you grow up, I thought I wanted to be like a psychiatrist or like a therapist or something. And my mom's like, really? And I said, yeah, I really don't know. And she goes, people need meteorologists. Somebody has to do that. And never really dawned on me that that was an opportunity to do. And ever since then, that's kind of what I ran with. So
wow. And it's interesting how you connected those two, because psychology, you started as, this was something psychologically scared you, and then you turned it into an interest, and then that became your career, but it birthed kind of out of the psychology of it. That's wild. You're the only one I've ever met that doesn't have one of those two. You totally blew up my theory.
Oh.
one of the two. And you chose a really hard career out of something that spooked you. That's incredible.
And I think people get scared of the weather. I know what that's like.
Yeah.
And so being able to be a person that relays information that's important to viewers is also really important to me, and warning times and things like that as well.
Yeah, you were there. I felt it.
Yes.
I was there. I understand the fear. And a big part of fear, especially with the weather, is you just don't understand it.
Yes.
Like, to not understand how tornadoes develop and the ingredients that come together, you just hear, trust me, there's a tornado there, and it's just this mystery of something that's the most violent wind on earth. I understand, we get that. But then you learn about it, you see how they work, and it takes some of that mystery away. They're still terrifying.
Yes.
But a little less mystery anyway. That's really interesting. So where all of you live, this career, meteorology will take you all over the country. So you've you went to college in Iowa, you're from Chicago, you've been to Nebraska, Mississippi State, anywhere else?
No, that's just about it.
That's enough. That's
enough.
plenty.
And it's kind of been right up, down, all over the place.
Yeah.
So I liked the South. It's a little bit too muggy there for me.
It gets old.
And so I think right here is the place to be.
I think you chose perfectly,
Yes.
and I would agree. So what's your favorite kind of weather to forecast and talk about?
That's a good question. I would say snow. Snow is my favorite type of weather. I love thunder snow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think something about snowstorm systems are so interesting, especially as being in the plains, being in Nebraska when I was there over the last about year and a half. Something that I learned a lot about because a lot of the systems start to build off the mountains.
Sure.
From Colorado. So learning about that, talking about different levels of the atmosphere, looking into things like that, what type of precipitation. The winter can bring a whole mixed bag, as we would like to say, of precipitation. So kind of looking through that stuff and doing snowfall amounts and snowfall and things like that.
What's good about the snow, too, is it's just kind of fun.
Yes.
You know, severe weather is interesting. It's what got you into the career. It's fascinating, but, you know, it's not fun. Snow's fun. Generally, you know, it can get dangerous on the roads, but it's just, it's going to snow. And, you know, maybe the kids will have, kind of takes me back to a kid.
Yes.
You know, you feel like, oh, you wake up in the morning, is it there? How much really came? I'm with you. I think snow forecasting is fun, but if it doesn't go your way, you want to crawl into a cave for a little while.
Yes, it does. It can be one of the most frustrating things, which I have also learned, but I also really love lake effect snow.
Yeah?
Which I'm not close enough to Lake Michigan or on the right side really to get any of the lake effect snow, but I think it's so beautiful and it's so cool how it forms as well as it moves over the lake. So
I've never worked with it. I've never seen it, but I wouldn't want to forecast it.
No.
You get these narrow bands
Yes.
of just incredible snow. It's really, really difficult to forecast. So let's get to know you a little bit more. Outside of work, what is it that you do? What are your hobbies?
Well, see, people ask me what my hobbies are, and I think I'm kind of in that stage where I'm figuring it out, you know? I love gymnastics. I did gymnastics and cheerleading my entire life. And then I stopped when I was in college, and now I'm getting a little bit older, and, you know, you kind of age out of things like that. But I'm trying to, because I know Kansas City and some of the suburbs have adult gymnastics classes, which I think that is going to become one of my hobbies.
All right.
And I love taking my dog on a walk, doing walks. And I also love just hanging out with friends and trying new food and trying new things.
I was going to ask dog or cat person, but I think we just got the answer.
I am a dog person. I am allergic to cats. One thing that maybe Luke might not know about me either is I have a slew of allergies. I'm allergic to quite a lot of things.
Oh, no.
Yes, foods, animals, environments, but I'm not allergic to my dog Paisley. I am allergic to cats, though.
Wow. So do you take medication? Does that knock it out, or do you just live with it?
I kind of just live with it. I used to do, now we're getting in the weeds. I used to do those allergy shots.
Yeah, I did too.
And that, I usually had reactions after you left the doctor's office. So for those of you who don't know, you usually sit for like 30 minutes afterwards to make sure that you don't go into anaphylactic shock.
Wow. Serious.
It would happen later for me. And so it just wasn't worth it.
Oh, my goodness.
So now I just try to avoid everything.
Okay. So what about food? What's your favorite food?
Cookies and pasta.
All right. Can't go wrong with cookies and pasta together?
Not together.
Okay.
I have one of the biggest sweet tooths I think that I've met upon just about anyone. I have like in my pantry, it's like 2 whole bottom shelves are just dedicated to candy. I don't know what it is.
You already found my candy drawer, too.
I did. And everybody on the weather team in our little office is like, here's candy here, here's candy there.
She took
I'm
it
like,
all. She took all of it. She didn't deny any of it.
This is a great place for me to be.
Yes. Well, good. The bakery's here. Off the charts.
I have
So
not
many.
been yet.
Oh,
so
there's a bunch. And donuts. Oh, we
Love
a lot of
donuts.
great donut shops around here. I'm a donut guy. Love donuts. Okay, one more question for you. Ideal vacation. What's your ideal? Are you beaches? Are you mountain? Is it traveling to Europe? What would be your ideal vacation?
I have 2 ideal vacations. This is
Okay.
very specific. I would love to go to Tahiti, which is a beach vacation. However, I'm not the type of person that can lay on the beach for 7 days. And I was talking to Savannah about this earlier today. I need something to do. Something to do. I can't just be laying on the beach.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a activities and relax type of person. So that's why I think the beach is good for me, especially in Tahiti. You could go snorkeling, you could do whatever. But I've also never been to Europe. So I would love to go to Europe and go to Italy and try some pastas. I just said pasta is one of my favorite foods.
Yeah, two of your favorites right
Yes.
there in one.
Yes.
Melissa, we are so excited to have you here. We now have 5 meteorologists on the First Warn 5 weather team, and we're stacked up. I mean, everybody here is highly qualified and highly educated, and we're here to serve. And we've got your back morning, noon, and night. We've always got somebody here, and we're just excited to serve you. And just want you to know that, Melissa, we're so pleased to have you. It's awfully exciting with your background to have you here join us on the First Warn 5 weather team. She's so nice, too. She's so nice.
Thank you.
And it's just wonderful. So thank you all so much for joining us and getting to know Melissa. You're going to be seeing her 3:30, 4, 4:30, and 5 Monday through Friday, and she'll be joining us starting on Thursday. You'll be on the noon show on Thursday. You will make your KCTV 5 debut.
Yes,
All
very
right.
excited. Thumbs up, two thumbs up.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
and,
you.
We'll be seeing you coming up at 3:30 on KCTV 5. Have a good day.